Creation Destruction. I don't want to call it a song. It's not a song. It's just a piece of work. I think it's a shining moment for the six of us. I'm very proud of the song.
Creation Destruction is very close to my heart because I think the process of writing that story was the most intense and the most beautiful thing that I've experienced in a while.
If someone ever asked me which is the best song or best piece of music you've ever written as an individual or as a band or whatever, it's these two songs. It's definitely these two songs. Definitely the toughest songs to play on the album and will take a lot out of us to pull off live.
It's a sick song, man. It's one of the last few songs we attempted that it was always built up. Like this is that song. Once you learn this song, you've got it done. Like this is the toughest project on the album.
The initial response that I had to them was, okay, here's another one of those tricky songs that Amit has written. So now Creation Forever Destruction was actually started life out as two separate songs. Pappu Tatti and Nothing Rhymes with Orange were the names for Creation and Destruction respectively, the working titles.
The song Creation and Destruction actually is two songs.
We jammed them differently, never really thought of the two coming together and being one song.
What became the turning point personally when it comes to those two songs was when Vinay took both of them and said, I think that these two songs have a very similar vibe. These are not two songs, this is one song.
So I floated the idea with the guys. I said, this is what I've done with the story. I've cut the story in half and we'll use one song for this and one song for this, and explain why the vibe of the songs worked and lyrically how it would work, and everyone agreed immediately.
We've never written a 6-minute song. We never started thinking we were going to write a 6-minute song. It was just two songs.
There's just so much happening, and while that is true, everything just falls in place and everything sounds like it belongs where it is.
I was watching this documentary on Ai Weiwei, and he said this line in that documentary. He said that in order to create something, you have to destroy something else. And that just stuck with me. It was the idea of someone having to create something, but then not really worrying about how he does it and why it needs to be done, was the focus of the story. And
it's the darkest corner man can ever go to. And Vinay has gone there and picked out this story. This story after I Am Man is probably the most intense for me.
Vinay has just killed it on this song. I think he's converted vocal writing into a science, because everything is very systematic, everything is thought out in the song. There's a reason behind the voices that he's doing. There's a reason behind the treatment of the voices, the panning of the right and the left, the overlapping, and the general chaos that this song has, because there are bits and pieces in the song where I am doing a particular part and Vinay is doing something completely different.
So Sunny and Vinay made liner notes for every song where they've broken down characters, they've broken down their voices, they've broken down how and where in the oral space will it appear. That kind of scientific approach has come to like its zenith with Creation and Destruction.
This song, I think, it really inspires creativity. As cheesy as that sounds.
And as far as I remember, I was going through the phase where we needed to have this really brutal song going on, but still have an epic soaring feel to it.
Yeah, man. Creation is all about that intense middle section. There's another impossible hammer-on triplet legato section composed by Mr. Legato Master Amit Sthya.
And I really don't know, I have chosen to forget post-traumatic stress about how I wrote that middle part. I think once again, it was a time when I was probably listening to a lot of technical death metal, Origin, I guess.
Thankfully, I don't have to mirror it exactly the same, otherwise I'd be dead. But man, I don't know how Baba's going to learn that.
I think I remember another thing about Creation was that I was kind of stuck on the chorus and I didn't know what to do, and Baba was showing me a part of another song which had a chord. I kind of knew that this is the chord that I had been looking for, but I didn't get for a long time. Told Baba to can that song completely, and I stole that chord from him and wrote the chorus. What's also awesome is in the song is that there are 2 chorus sections.
Huge, wide, huge open chorus where I had the option of mirroring the guitar line, but I just figured I'd go for a sort of classic rock vibe. So I've gone for a sort of running bass line in the chorus, and I really enjoy that more than anything else I could have played.
Great bass parts, which kind of like a bass solo meets a bass drop kind of a thing. What he's done over that took the song to another level in both in creation and in destruction. So he had quite a bit of an input when it comes to those songs, or polishing that songs or taking it to the next step.
And these guys have just hit it out of the park with this part.
All credit to Aditya for writing that part, and then Sunny to sing those parts. Not he's screaming his guts out.
It pushed all of us to a point where we were really just concentrating on writing a song. And some of our most technical parts are actually on these 2 songs. The guitar playing is phenomenal. The guitar playing is just like out of this world. It's technical, it's groovy, it's got these big riffs.
And then there's Destruction, which is, as a song, I mean, on guitar or drums, I think Creation is much more difficult, much more challenging while compared to Destruction. But on bass, man, it's nearly impossible, that last riff. Le le apna.
And I remember when I was writing Destruction, which is the second half of it, there was like to do something kind of a Meshuggah meets Tool meets thrash metal kind of a vibe going on. In my mind, I seem to have captured it. I wouldn't know what others feel. And also the songs have a very steep learning curve. So it took me a while to first know the song, then to learn how to play those songs as well.
I can hum it now, but for months I was trying, and I think I should admit that I did not record that in one take. Did some serious Salunkhe Giri from Anupam. Some doctoring of the riffs to get it to sound right. But yeah, I can play it now, in my defense.
And those songs just fell in together, and we've never jammed that song live till the album was written and it was recorded. It was only after that that we actually even attempted playing those songs, 2 songs together.
I think it's been the most challenging song for us to just jam and perfect in the studio, because it's Aditya has completely outdone himself. Aditya, Venki, Rahul, all 3 of them, they've just completely outdone themselves, and
none of us have written parts of that. None of us have thought we could write parts of that. None of us ever thought we'd listen back to a song like that.
it's just overwhelming. Just looking at them play those parts in the studio, listening to the song as it is on the album, and then watching them play those songs, it's just very overwhelming, because you then see the amount of effort that goes into playing those parts.
It's almost like all the bits that you will hear in the album has all been taken together and then made 10 times more intense, and you get Creation and Destruction.
I think it's our best work yet.
I would like to say that door hinge rhymes with orange.